Shirley Barrett, the award-winning Australian screenwriter and director, has released a new novel titled Rusho about the killer whales of Eden. We caught up with Shirley while she was promoting her new book at the Realm in Ringwood, Victoria. Realm, the new state-of-the-art library in Ringwood, was ready to promote Shirley Barrett's new book Rusho. The award-winning director and screenwriter is now making her mark as an author. These days, she's quite content to be away from the film industry, working for television and writing.
Hi, my name's Shirley Barrett. I've written a novel called Rusho, which is a story about a whaling family in the early 1900s. My story is loosely based upon the actual Davidson family. They used to live in this actual cottage, and it's from here that they used to do their whaling.
Rusho is a fictional novel loosely based on the whaling history in the town of Eden, New South Wales. The story surrounds the famous Davidson family of whalers and the relationship they had with the killer whales that guided the town folks to hunting journeying whales.
Rusho was what the whalers used to yell out in their excitement when they saw a whale had come into the bay, and so it's a call to arms, really. It's a quick, let's get to the boats, let's get out there as quick as we can and capture that whale. The killer whales, for those who don't know, used to return to Eden every year in whaling season. Whaling season runs roughly from the end of June through to November, where the whales on their migration up the coast and then back down again travel through Eden, and they'd often travel past Eden. They'd often come into Twofold Bay, which is the beautiful bay on which Eden's set. And just before the whales would appear every year, the killer whales would appear, and it was a regularly returning pod of killer whales. And every year they would turn up and start to cooperate with the whalers in the killing and capture, as they euphemistically called it, of the whale. So they would alert the whalers. They'd flop tail, which was their way of getting their attention. When the whale was killed, the whalers would leave the carcass to the killer whales. The killer whales would pull it underwater, the carcass, and eat only its tongue and lips, interestingly. So it's a fascinating story of interspecies cooperation.
Rusho is now available on paperback, ebook and audiobook formats.